Hold on, let me get to that Instagram.
We only. Oh, it's so long.
It is so
We're
long.
not. Don't worry, guys. We will not read the whole thing.
This is like the Emancipation Proclamation.
Oh my God! I thought you were just gonna say the Emancipation of Meaning.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Two Gay Mats. It's Matt Steele.
It's Matt Palmer.
We weren't originally going to talk about this when it came out, but like now that the whole Kanye thing happened, it's like might as well talk about both. So Taylor Swift has recently come out. We're filming this on National Come Out.
Yes!
So everyone's coming out.
Everyone's coming
Taylor
out.
Swift has officially come out as a Democrat.
Yes, Queen, liberal Queen.
We all knew that she was. Like we all knew that she.
There were assumptions.
I know she caused like a lot of like stir with like the fact that she didn't endorse anyone during
Yes.
the 2016 election. It's like
Yes.
Taylor, especially in 2016, it's like Taylor, your voice
yes.
is needed because like you will encourage a lot of young people to make the right decision
Right.
in voting because like we know you're voting for Hillary, but like a lot of people don't know that.
I mean, that's the thing is like there could be arguments for, I'm sure a lot of her young fans could think that she was a Trump person as she has a country background. There are a lot of people that grew up with Taylor Swift that assumed that she was just like a good old Southern girl voting with their daddy, and and that's not
like,
how she is. And the
She's
thing about
hanging
it,
with the gays people.
yes, and so she wrote this actually very well written Instagram post.
She's Taylor Swift. She is a very good writer.
Very good writer.
So
we're gonna assume she wrote it. But it basically says, I mean, if you want to read an excerpt, but it's basically like, I try to vote for women, but the woman who's nominated in my district is a fucking monster. And so
doesn't say a fucking.
I mean, that's the gist. What I heard was fucking monster, and so I'm gonna vote for this guy. And she's like, I'm pro women's rights, I am pro LGBTQ rights, I am pro equality for everyone, and like that's what I stand for, and that's why I'm voting here. This is go to vote.org to register to vote. It's like she wasn't even like, oh, like I'm leaning left. It's like, no, this is why I'm voting for this person. This person aligns with my ideals, and like you should get registered too because this is an important election.
And the great thing about this Instagram post is how she actively admits to being silent during the 2000s.
You said that to me too, but I feel like she had no option. She was her silence was so loud, like it was very much like this is such a close race and Taylor Swift has such power and influence over especially young people, young women, and it's like this is life and death, Taylor. For a lot of people, like you gotta say something, and she didn't.
Yes.
And it was disappointing. I personally am of the camp that I don't think it's ever too late to like do the right thing, and so I am personally very proud of it. I've heard from friends who are very much like, fuck her, it's too late, I don't care. And I get that. I get being mad at her because she chose to bite her tongue. Because the thing is, the reason she was biting her tongue, for at least to me, was to maintain the largest audience of people that would be interested in buying her music as possible. Yeah. And yes, is that a good thing? No. No, I get why you want to do it, and Mariah did it in the 90s, but especially now in the climate.
And I especially see her doing that, especially because she probably is like, I don't want any negativity on my social media posts, like, I'm just gonna be like, vote. So there won't be any sort of like, me taking sides in any sort of way. It's just like, we're all in this together, we should all vote and everything.
And because
but now we're in a state of emergency.
Yes.
And especially it happened right after the Supreme Court disaster that happened.
And she has history with that as someone who's been sexually assaulted, and so she famously went to court and just received $1, but like the point was, I know this happened, I know I'm right, and this person should face consequences for doing what they did to me. And the fact that Brett Kavanaugh is facing no fucking repercussions and is just sitting on like the highest court in the land is like something that kills me every day. And I imagine as a sexual assault survivor, Taylor, I'm sure it grinds her gears a bit as well.
Yeah, and especially because now all three branches are controlled by Republicans, so it just made it even more of an incentive to like, oh no, November 6th is very dire.
Right.
Because it's the only chance that for the next 2 years at least, like, things won't be the worst they could possibly be, like, ever.
I get having the trepidation to come out with this because she did start in country. There's, a lot of her base core listeners may lean to the right, but at some point it's like, she's about to turn 30, she has so much money. Like, and maybe with Reputation being like a little less well received, she's like, you know what? I didn't sell 10 million albums this time, and like, I'm still alive, I'm still happy, I'm with my boyfriend, I like him, and like, nothing happened. Like, my world has not crashed down because I'm not like selling 5 kajillion albums. So like, let me just be who I am, and if you want to like me, you can. If you don't, fuck you.
I'm still Taylor Swift.
Yes!
The fact that she does hold so much power, like she, like thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people registered to vote.
They said they saw a spike.
Yes, as they saw a spike in Tennessee especially, which is incredible. And it is so frustrating because you think back to when she didn't take a side in 2016, and you know that Donald Trump literally won by a total margin of 77,000 votes in Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and Michigan. That's how much he won, by 77,000, and more than that many people registered to vote after she made this Instagram post. So it's like, oh, so you are a little mad because you're like, oh, Taylor, if you just like posted something in 2016.
Yeah, how do you feel as a staunch? You were obviously very. I was into Hillary, but like you love.
I mean, yes.
How did you? Is there even a part of you that's like, I'm a little annoyed that this is late, or like this is too little too late? Like, how do you feel?
I mean, I'm annoyed at everything.
Of course.
I think there is blame to be placed on a lot of people.
Yeah.
Of course, like you think about like, oh, if Taylor Swift had just taken a side, how many more thousands of people would have registered to vote and would have made the right decision?
Right.
So that is a little frustrating to think of, but like, I can't fault Taylor Swift for that. Because, you know what, I could have been more active in my campaigning for Hillary as well. You know, we all could have played our parts a little better.
Right.
So I am happy that she is being more vocal now, especially right before the midterm elections, which I hope you're all ready.
Yes, and so we will do our part now and say, please check. I check every day to make sure I'm still ready.
Oh, I do too.
Every day I'm like, am I? Because it's like all this shit that's happening in Georgia. It's happening
in Georgia. I see those Georgia things. I'm like, oh
my!
No,
and so that will not be me. I will check every single day that I am still registered, because it's like I am going to cast my ballot. I will vote. I will make sure anything I can do to make my voice heard, I'm going to do it, and I hope you all feel the same way.
Yeah. Double, triple check that you're registered to vote.
Yes.
And say your prayers.
Yes. It's so bad. It's just so bad right now. And it just like sinks your heart, and it makes you angry, and it's like, I don't know how I would feel if this didn't go the right way. Like, I don't know what I would do.
Because the thing is, like, I was overly confident in 2016, and
at least now we know not to be overly confident.
Yes.
Not to trust those polls, not to trust that Nate Silver website, no offense, but whatever the site's called. You scared us. You made this worse. But on top of this, the irony of it all, her, I guess, rival, Kanye West, is wearing a fucking MAGA hat. I have muted him, I have blocked him, I don't see the things he says, I don't hear the things he does. I have nothing for that person. So, I mean, you had to tell me the things he said today.
He was just saying, you know, I love Hillary, I have love for Hillary, but, you know, you just thought about her campaign and I'm with her, like, it just didn't make me feel like a man. Like, he was basically saying, like, he didn't want to support Hillary Clinton because supporting women didn't make him feel manly enough or something like that. It's the most insane thing I ever heard, and like after I heard that I was just like, oh, off. Why am I watching this trash? Why am I giving him hits? No. Like why am I paying attention? Because paying attention to the shitty people just makes them more powerful.
Right, that's literally what happens with the president. And it's like, I'm not going to give this person any clicks, any views. I don't know what's wrong with you, but it's not my business. I hope Kim can figure it out and like deals with you on her own time, because like I didn't have time for it. I don't have time for your ridiculous point of view that you think is free speech and you think is expressing yourself, and it's like, you just look like a fucking idiot. And the fact that Taylor Swift's out here, queen of progressives, and Donald, same idea, Kanye West is sitting down and talking about how he likes him because he's a man. It's just like, everything is upside down. Nothing makes sense, and you never know who to trust. Besides, and I'm so glad, as Mariah Carey and Carol Channing stans, our ladies have never steered us wrong. Imagine being a Kanye stan. Like, what does one do?
What does one do?
How do you come back from that? You have to turn. You have to discuss. You have to turn it off. I won't listen to him. I just won't. I can't. I won't.
You were a fan.
I was a casual to strong fan of like some of his work, and it's like I will not engage in that. I mean,
I wish
best of luck to him. I am just so sickened by the state of affairs, and like the fact that we are all getting up every day and living our lives is the only thing we can really do. But I feel like we're all in a space now, especially after that Kavanaugh thing. It's like anything you can do to self-care and self-soothe and fucking vote. you should do. Like, you should just be caring for yourself until November 6th, where you need to get out of bed, go to the poll, and do the right thing. Because, like, this is not the world any of us want to live in. And if it is something you want to live in, then stop watching us. If I have to read another, or see another headline from New York Times, it's like, we're talking to a disillusioned Trump voter.
It's like, I'm tired of talking to the Trump voters.
I don't care!
I'm tired of talking to the Bernie voters. I'm tired of talking to the Jill Stein voters. I'm tired of talking to all these other voters.
I know.
Because guess what? The majority of people were Hillary voters. Why can't we hear from them?
Yes.
Why can't we hear from them about how frustrated they are? Oh man, this turned into a political.
Hey! I mean, time is now, guys. Vote.org. Check every day if you are still registered.
Here's the frustrating thing for me about the people who don't vote. It's like, you know what? If you don't vote, if you don't want to vote, we can't make you vote.
No.
That it's a free country. You can vote or not vote however you want and everything. And so if you don't vote, fine. Live your life or whatever. However, I'm tired of seeing think pieces and retweets or whatever is out there of the people who didn't vote who somehow think that they made the moral choice.
No.
It's like, you didn't.
You didn't.
You didn't.
You didn't. You didn't do anything.
You know what? It is your right to not vote, but don't sit and pretend that you are actively doing something by not voting. People vote for the wrong people all the time, and it isn't impressive and everything. But you know what's really not impressive? Not doing anything.
Right.
Inaction is not impressive. I'm not impressed by you or how smart you are or how smart you want to pretend like you are by saying like, oh, well, everyone is terrible, so I'm not going to vote. It's just like, I'm not impressed by this. I'm impressed by action.
And fucking vote them out. Vote them out.
Yeah.
Ah!
Or vote people in. More so. Vote people in.
Vote good people.
Vote good people in.
Yes.
Because there are many good people.
And a
who
lot
you
of
can
good
vote
people
in.
now. A lot of women are running for office. A lot of
it's amazing.
people of color. It's just exciting. It's an exciting time in that respect. Like, it doesn't mean anything if we can't actually get them in office.
It's devastating that like we had to do this in order to get to
Of course.
Like,
it's sickening.
It's just insane. But the record number of women running for things is amazing because it's like this is what needs to happen because there are many thousands and millions of people like Kanye West who actively say that voting for a woman makes them feel less manly. That saying I'm with her makes them feel less manly. It's insane. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching.
Follow us.
Follow us on Twitter at 2GayMats and at Matt Palmer Music.
And it's Matt Steele.
And Instagram, same handles. And more importantly, go vote.
Yeah.
November 6th.
November 6th.
Go vote. And we'll be back soon with another 2GayMats.
We love you.
Bye, vote. Bye, vote.
Thanks, Taylor.